We are live. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, you once again welcome to the King Dems podcast. And today I have with me a very important personality. I have written your introduction here, sir. So give me the pleasure of introducing you. This is a man who is a teacher, he's a leader, he's a philanthropist, he is a businessman, he's a finance professional, he's a chartered accountant, a certified fraud examiner, a certified practitioner, an IFRS expert. This man is IFRS in human body. He's a certified public sector accountant. He is an MBA holder. He's an economist with an MSc. He's a PhD holder, making him an academic doctor. And of course, he is a certified engineer of accounting and finance as well. He is a director of finance and administration in one of the top international NGOs. He is a renowned author. He's a coach, a mentor, an amiable club member. He's a family man, amongst many other things. Please make welcome Dr. Shuaib Adeadebayo. Thank you very much for coming on board today, sir. How are you doing, sir?
Thank you very much, Demo, as I fondly call you, Ademola Isimemen. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Oh, thank you very much for coming, but it's really a pleasure. It's an honor, yeah, more than a pleasure having you on board. So, you are a man who is a public figure, right? A lot of people know you as different things based on probably the roles that you play to them. But then, how would you describe yourself, on a personal basis?
Thank you very much, Ademola. You have already done the introduction. I'm Adeadebayo Shuaib. I'm born to a royal family in Ijebu East local government, Eshure Ijebu Mushin. I'm academician, and also I combined both academic and professional together. A solution provider. I love to provide solutions to many organizations. In fact, my appetite for solving organization problem when it comes to finance have made me to be where I am today. I want to say that I've worked with many organizations that their financial statement is not up to date. I will get there, put all those financial statements together, then move to another organization. So I'm a solution provider. I create financial environment for organization that doesn't have it. I've worked with Catholic Relief Service, a renowned NGO. I've worked with T.Y. Danjuma Foundation. I work with Center for Integrated Health Program, among many others. Currently, I work with a USAID-funded project as Director of Finance and Admin. I love providing solution to a problem. That's what made me to be a chartered accountant producer. I'm not just a chartered accountant. I produce chartered accountant, including yourself.
Yeah, I should have written the ACA title on my description, right? Wow,
Yes.
you are a really great man, and of course, I always appreciate that value that you give and the value that you have actually instilled in my life, and that speaks to why I have been haunting you since last year to come
Yeah.
be on the podcast. Thank you very much, sir. So, really, in order to understand a person, right, I strongly believe that it is essential to get to know about their childhood and what growing up was like for them, because that those are the formative years, right? And the values that go on to make an adult are usually formed, in the process of childhood. So, can you please, tell us, about your childhood and what growing up was like for yourself?
Hmm. Demola, the question you have just asked is a question I did like to reflect back on. Growing up as a
Mm,
childhood was a difficult one for me.
mm,
I must tell you, I want the youth coming out there to listen to this podcast again and again and learn from mine. At my tender age, I want to tell you that I started paying my JSS3 WAEC examination myself till when I get my PhD. In fact, I will go down the memory lane. My parents wish to sponsor my education, but the power is not there due to some difficulty they face during that time. They are well-to-do person, but at times that when we are growing, they face some predicament that makes them not to be up to their responsibility. And during when I was young, they used to call me Big Man. Big Man as my alias because I'm chubby. Because of that name makes me to say that if I'm called Big Man, because my parents for now have some difficulty and challenges, I must ensure I become a person in life. By when I was, I think 7 years, I do follow people that are constructing building. We call it bricklayers. I do assist them to carry cement, to make sand, in order to get some money that I will use to take care of my academics. Why in GSS3? As I've said, growing up is not a good experience, but I have it in mind that I will become somebody. And I will tell the youth over there, even when you don't have parents, you can become whatever you want to become the moment you will have the determination. But two things must come on board. One, you must have a good attitude and you must be prayerful. Good attitude will make you to meet people that will assist you in your journey. So during my youth age, I fend for myself, fend for my junior ones, to the extent that while I was in the ND1 at Federal Polytechnic Offer, I want to become a lawyer. But when you have your jump and you won't be able to pursue it to the latter, you know our system. But thank God, Professor Oluyede came on board to stabilize it now. Even when JAMB gave you admission, you still need to pursue it with some connections and other things. I was unable to do that. That's why I got to ND at Federal Polytechnic Offer. So during my ND1, I need to pay school fees I didn't have, but the Polytechnic Staff Secondary School they are building, I need to go there to support the civil engineer we call bricklayer here and become the bricklayer boy to mix the cement and collect money. The experience I want to share is that one of my friend, a girlfriend, Jokela Sisi, was passing by and she saw me. And I didn't allow my background to affect me in class. I was still the class captain because I'm brilliant. Right from childhood, I told myself that I will always be the first in the class, which I've done till this present moment. So she saw me, and instead of me to run away, I continued looking at her. She said, Bayo. I decided not to answer her, pretending as if I'm not the Bayo. She now pretended, she said, wow, people used to look alike. Look, I see this person resemble Bayo, you know, that cement paper that we used to do cap in carrying those. So she was marveled at. So this person can actually look like Bayo. In the evening when we have class, that very day, I went home, serve them, collect my money, take my bath, and look nice, put perfume, and get to the class. Jokena said, Bayo, come, please. I saw someone that looked like you. I said, yes, God used to create us too. So where is the person? Honestly, I said, where is the person? He said, the person was working in staff secondary school. He's a bricklayer. I was angry. I said, so you didn't have anybody to compare me with. You are comparing me with a bricklayer. Well, let's go there. So we went, but getting there, they've already closed, which I know you can't meet anybody like that. He said, this is where they work, they've closed. So what I'm trying to say is that my young age was a challenging one, but I take it in good faith, knowing fully there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. And here I am today. I know what God have done in my life. Thank you.
Wow, that is a really, really amazing and inspiring story right there. But then, lessons and values that I personally pick from your childhood, right, are self-belief, right,
Yes.
determination, right, resilience, persistence, right. These things are like really, really essential, and they go with you to propel you towards great things in life. And like you said,
Yeah.
your attitude is very, very, very important in life. I like to say that your attitude determines the magnitude of your. I remember meeting you when I was in the course of becoming a chartered accountant, and then I saw how you believed in me as a young person, and then you
Yeah.
identified that okay,
Yeah.
this guy
I
has
remember
a,
the passion in there.
a passion, right? And then I will support him. Like really, I put it to you. I really appreciate all of the support that you gave me, in becoming a chartered accountant, and you know also I remember that in my final my final exams, right, that was the very first time that I ever failed papers, and then I felt really, really bad. I felt ashamed, and then when I came up to you, you saw me and you said, did you put in your best? I said, yeah, I tried. And he said, go, your sins, go and sin no more.
Yes. Yes, I
try,
remember. I
try,
remember.
try, try again, and you get it right this time. And then,
Yes.
I felt like, oh, I disappointed myself, I disappointed you. But then the way you took it, it was like, okay, don't be ashamed to fail, right?
Mm.
But then never give up on yourself. Then the next time, we all know how the story went, right? I think the very
Mm.
least score I had was like 72. I had 80 something, 70 something. So really, when you look at people that are upcoming, a lot of times they face like challenges in life. Some of them might not be
Yes.
like financial challenges. We like fail in different ways in our lives, right?
Mm.
But then very
Correct.
importantly, it is essential not to lose self-belief, because when you lose self-belief, right, the essence of life is hope and faith.
Mm.
Basically, when you
Yeah.
lose your self-belief, it's like you've lost everything. And I'd like for young up and coming people out there to learn a couple of things from your story, and of course even my own story as well with you,
Mm.
that it is essential that they do not lose their self-belief, and with whatever they are going through in life, you can always become somebody if you try. So thank you very much for sharing the story of your childhood with us. So with that being said, like who were your early life influences? Who were those people who were like early mentors and early role models to you?
Okay, thank you for that. Even during that trying period, I have somebody that is my influencer. It's called Alhaji Usman Oluwatoyin Ajetumobi. He's a retired principal at a Muslim Secondary School, Shagam, Ogun State. Uh, he is a husband to my sister. I lived with in Shagam, Ogun State. What I love in him that influenced me a lot, he never's angry with anyone. He never's angry with anyone. Even when the situation warrants him to be mad, he keep calm, maintain his calmness. Such is what I emulate from him, number one. Number two, he doesn't use abusive language. The language he use when he's angry, or even never angry, but when he just wants to abuse someone, he say, Abo Mugi. Abo Mugi means, do you drink pap? For you to be misbehaving this way. So you can see that it's a slight or light abuse. Abo Mugi, Abo Musiga, do you smoke cigarettes or do you drink pap that makes it to be? That's the apex or highest of his abuse. So I emulate that, and he's always happy. I visited him during this holiday. He's 70 years old now and he's still looking radiant, young, and agile. So
Mm.
I emulate him a lot. I look up to him. And also when we are growing up, uh, to the blessed memory, Moshood Kashimawo Abiola, as a chartered accountant, I always dream about to become a chartered accountant. That time, he's from Ogun State, my state. So
Oh,
I look
yes.
up to him, and he's an accountant, a chartered accountant, also a politician. And you look at, in me, I have both. As a chartered accountant, I'm also a little bit political. It's just that Nigeria politics, we are wary of it. If not, we'll have gone into it fully. But when today I'm the vice chairman of ICANN in Abuja, FCT, and by June 1st this year, I'll become the chairman of Abuja ICANN. So politically,
Wow.
I think
Congratulations on that.
Mhm. Thank you very much. So
Mhm.
these are the two people that I look up to, and they are my influencer.
Okay. So, while growing up, was it always your dream to become a chartered accountant, or like did you like have other dreams and aspirations during your childhood and growing up?
Thank you very much. I dream to become a chartered accountant or a lawyer. Law is a first. To become a lawyer is a first thing. But because of way and life of Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, I'm now moving away from that law to become a chartered accountant. And also, I told you when JAM gives you admission, but you can't pursue it to the latter, then I'm unable to go for that law. But the second, that is to become a chartered accountant, to become an accountant, I got admission to a Federal Polytechnic of Art to study accounting. So the two are what I intend to do, and I still believe that with age in my side and God in my side, I can still pursue my LLB if I so desire.
Your law degree. Wow. So that actually is the lead up to my next question, right? That is, talk us through your academic background because you are a man of numerous qualifications. I know probably on your LinkedIn, right? You are probably out of space for all of the qualifications that you
Mm,
have. Like, but then how did it all start?
good.
Before you got here.
Thank you very much. As I've said, I intend to become a lawyer or a chartered accountant due to the influence or what I grew up to as a motivator from the late Moshood Kashimawo Abiola. And I got my admission into Federal Polytechnic of in 1992, and I got my ND with upper credit. I also got my HND in 2000. Oh, it's 1998. Yes, 1998. Sorry. I got my HND in 2004 with upper credit. I supposed to come out with distinction, but you know, the lecturer, then when they do not have decision and you want to become the first person to have decision, they will say, no, in Nigeria it works. No, you can't get that decision. We came out with a lower credit or upper credit. Therefore, my GP was 3.57 and 3.47 and 3.50 is the decision level. So deliberately it was cut down to 3.47. So that's not a problem. It
But then
makes
how
me
did you
to
feel? How did you feel about that at that point in time?
thank you. Thank you very much. I felt bad because when I was in school, I led the school academically and politically. Yeah. And during that time, everybody expect me to have decision. So I was not feeling I was feeling bad. In fact, but not knowing there is a blessing in disguise.
Mm.
Assuming I came out with the decision, I will be going to bank to go and work and other things. The moment I have that, I said, I'm going for another degree. I can't accept
Mm.
this as my degree. So I need to pursue my BSc. As a result, I enroll for BSc program at University of Benin. And I told you I sponsor my education at a point I could not complete that. But because I still have the dream to have my BSc, I have BSc in economics and also bachelor BSc in accounting and finance from University of Derby in UK over there. I also have my master in finance and in accounting and finance from University of Northampton with merit. Uh, During this period, I enrolled for ACC in year 2008. I finished my ACCA. I got qualified in 2012. At the same time, I got qualified with ICANN. I got my ACCA first before ICANN. I
Wow, interesting.
become associate chartered accountant with ICANN. And 2013, I enrolled for certified fraud examiner, and I was the number one in that diet. I think I still have my result here. I'm the number one, and because of my score, where you need to pass 4 papers with 75 and above, and some I scored 93, 95, 96. Investigation, fraud examination, accounting and examination is 4 courses, and I score very high to the extent that my name is number one on the list when the qualified candidate was released. I was also inducted as certified fraud examiner. Fast forward in 2018, I become a fellow of ICANN. In 2018, I become a fellow of ICANN, and in 2020, no, same 2018, I become a fellow of ACCA. In 2020, I become a fellow of Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria. And also, I'm a Financial Reporting Council member. uh, I can sign up a financial statement and many other qualification, short courses that time will not permit us to be mentioning, especially when you work in NGO space, you need to be doing those courses. So all this is what I do to become what I become in life. And I thank God for His mercy and also for His love over myself and my family. Uh, Despite having this knowledge, I decided to transfer this knowledge to other people coming up. Uh, as I've said, you are part of my products, and I have many more that are lecturers like me. I've produced nothing less than 10 lecturers and also produced more than 3,000 chartered accountants to my credit in my school that was co-funded by my professional colleagues, likes of Chimeka Ezeribe, the chairman of Top Notch Learning Center, in likes of Uche Jofo, the pioneer CEO of Top Notch, now Director of Finance, in likes of Benga Ajayi, the CEO of Top Notch, in likes of Osadebeme Eimekwe Daniel, uh, the director of strategy in terms in the likes of late Abiodun Adewumi, the blessed memory. We decided that we should transfer this knowledge and ensure we bring the best out of the people that want to become a chartered accountant. During the time of our intervention, it was the time corporate reporting was introduced. It was the time strategic financial management was introduced and is giving students a mirage. We look at it that we have that capacity to demystify those courses. That is the reason why we are now having a lot of chartered accountants.
I heard before the internet went off was 2013, right? The qualification you were doing in 2013. I think after ACCA, you did something.
Yes,
Yeah,
I,
2013.
I now become a certified fraud examiner.
Okay, in 2013, right?
Yes, in
Okay.
2013. In 2018, I become a fellow of Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. In 2020, I become fellow, into same 2018, fellow of ACCA, 2020, fellow of CITN, no, 2020, fellow of ACCA, 2021, fellow of CITN, and a lot of short courses like I'm a holder of strategic planning from University of Edinburgh Business School from
Fast course.
Merowat University.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
I have a strategic planning certificate and many other short course certificates, especially when you work in an NGO space. I would not stop. We'll continue to learn
Still
every day.
continue.
And to put the icing on the cake, on 2013, just last year, I was awarded Doctor of Philosophy in Accounting from Lincoln University College, Malaysia.
Oh, wow. Wow, that is a very very big deal, and that is a lot. But then, have you lost count of the number of degrees and certifications that you have?
Thank you very much.
Do you know
Yes,
how many you have now?
you will agree with me that I lost count briefly because I was unable to mention the short courses that I attended in various university and the one I attended with USAID, CDC, and many organizations where you work in NGO space. So the only one I can remember vividly is those that has to do with the one I've mentioned so far.
So, if you were to estimate a number, like how many do you think there would be
Um,
qualifications?
Qualifications, the one I can lay my hand on and remember now, they will be like 20, but we still have more that are actually bad, but they are short courses certificates.
Okay, okay. For the short courses, if you were to estimate a number, what would that be?
That would be like 28 or if not 30.
Wow, wow. So it means that you have like more than 50.
Yes,
That that
certificates.
that is a
I love learning. It's part
wow.
of me. In
Wow.
fact, you know the way I do, I can still come to you and learn the moment I know that you have some knowledge in some area. I always come down to learn, even when it's my son or daughter. I always like learning. You can't
Interesting.
you can't claim monopoly of knowledge, but you go to
Definitely.
that you know that they have that knowledge and learn
de-
every day.
Definitely. I think one brilliant thing with having more knowledge is the more you learn, the more you discover that you don't know.
Yeah.
because yeah, the more you
Yes.
know, the more you get to know that you don't really know. So at that
Yes.
point, I think I'll create a certificate course on podcasting so that
Good.
you
Good.
can come and
I'll be your first student.
yeah. When the student becomes a teacher.
Yes, so it's our pride. In my school, Federal Polytechnic of Far, when IFRS just came in, they invited me. They didn't say because I graduated there. They all sat down and I took them IFRS 1 to IFRS 16, 15 then, and IS 1 to IS 41. I lectured them and they were very happy. They gave me a commendation letter, not saying because they are my lecturers, but they know that I have a new invoked knowledge that is currently reigning. So the moment you have any certificate courses, I will be glad to enroll. I know that my own money will be cheaper compared to outsider because we are your lecturer during that days.
Yeah, interesting, right? So I think a lot of the people that are going to be watching this would not even have an idea of what IFRS is. So let's try to like simplify it, right? So
Well,
IFRS is International Financial Reporting Standards, right? And you know,
yes,
in the world of accounting, IFRS I think came in like the late 2010s, thereabout, or the
2010, yes, you are
uh,
right.
but then previously, we were using the gaps.
Yes,
The,
yes,
yes, yeah,
yes,
the respective gaps, and the gaps are generally accepted accounting principles, right?
principle.
So
Yes.
basically, they're like the accounting frameworks for accountants in different countries, right? So just to give people context, now these people that trained you actually used the previous gaps, which is the framework that they were using previously. However, with the world transitioning into a global village, right, they needed something
Mm.
more unified to in order to have simple how do I put this now? In order
A
to
simple standard and a convergence of a unique
uh,
standard that will be used across the globe.
right? So like how did it feel for you, right? Being one of the early experts in the field of IFRS, and like what would you say IFRS did for your career? Because I know that it really projected you into the world and made you like very, very relevant in the world of accounting. So, like, what would you say? Like, what importance would you put, on the early adoption of IFRS for yourself, right, in your relevance globally in the accounting profession? And of course, like, what would you say it did for your career as a person?
Thank you very much. This is a good question. And I want to let you know that International Financial Reporting Standard brought me into limelight, as you have actually alluded to that. And I want to let you know that we have Financial Accounting Standard Board of US. We have International Accounting Standard Board of UK, ISB, ACCA studies assisted me a lot. I enrolled for ACCA the moment I finished my first degree in accounting. As HND holder, you know there are some dichotomies between BSc and HND. And during that period, I decided to get my BSc, also study ACCA. So during the time of studying ACCA already use IS. We don't use the gap in Nigeria to study ACCA. When I was doing the ICANN is when we are using Nigeria gap, but for ACCA we use IS, International Accounting Standard Board. You know, it's because of the global convergence where
Mhm.
ISB and Financial Accounting Standard Board, FAB of US, and other global body decided that we must have a convergence in order to enhance international cross-border trading so that an investor can read a financial statement of US, a financial statement of Canada or Japan in the same language. That is the reason why this world now decided, the individual country decide to adopt IFRS. So before Nigeria adopted IFRS, I've started studying IASs and IFRSs. Remember, it's IAS that UK is using, International Accounting Standard Board. Yes, IAS, International Accounting Standard, but emulated or propagated and established by IASB. But because there is difference between principle-based accounting and rule-based accounting. Rule-based accounting, you follow the rules. Principle-based accounting, the standard emphasize that you must do what will enhance fair presentation. So that fair presentation curb any fraudulent director that want to perpetrate fraud using financial jargons or accounting engineering. It will arrest them. That standard will arrest them because the fair presentation says if this standard will give to you will not give you fair presentation, adopt that fair presentation to present and make additional notes to the account so that we understand the basis of you using that approach you want to use. So if a director want to perpetrate fraud saying this standard say I should do this, because standard say I should do this, and there is a gap in that standard, maybe there is a lacuna, the standard have already provide a solution by saying a fair presentation. Even when the standard have a gap and you know that what you want to present will enhance fair presentation, do that. But in rule base, you will agree with me that we have some saga, a financial scandal, Enron saga, Parliament saga, Word.com saga. All those use rule base. And if you agree with me, before IAS2, inventory can be measured at lower of cost or net realizable value, but now we've changed it to lower of cost and net realizable value. Summary of what I'm submitting to you is that the IAS was studied during the FCCA days, and the moment Nigeria adopted IFRS, it is straight or easy ride for me to key in, and we are the first foremost people in Nigeria that lectured IFRS among other people. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I think we can just proceed to talking about your professional and business career value. Not just work with them, you have added value to a large number of organizations. So can you like talk us through the organizations you've worked with, right from like qualifying and the businesses you've also been involved in?
Okay, thank you very much. I served in Abia State in 2004. I worked with Abia Pension Board, where I contributed my quota, understanding those people that their pension is due, and those who are genuinely still alive and those who are not alive. I was able to bring out the record, and the ministry was very happy with my service. Immediately after service, I worked for Alehawa Construction Company. It's an engineering company. I worked like a year and some months before I joined an audit firm, Dimeji Olatunbosun and Co. I joined as audit assistant. I rose to the position of audit manager. Currently, even when I've left the organization, I'm a partner in that audit firm because of my contribution. at
Wow.
Dimeji Olatuboso. After Dimeji Olatuboso, I work with cattle relay service as finance specialist, handling gate and military gate project. Uh, on the gate project called SCSS, Sustainable System of Cassava. The project was implemented in Oyo State, also Benue State, to grow cassava in order for Nigeria to have abundant food. Gate Foundation supported that project. I'm the financial specialist for that project. I worked with cattle relay service on that project, and also Global Fund projects, and also SMILE project with USAID. I left cattle relay service to a public sector organization called Abuja Technology Village. Abuja Technology Village. When I joined, I showed their financial statements. Then the account is not robust the way I want it. I bring it. I set
Nigerian
up.
public sector.
Yes, yes.
But then, how
Uh,
do you feel moving from private sector to public sector? Like,
Thank you. I left
I,
the
I
private.
I don't want to say too much, but then I know what public sector in Nigeria is like. Let me just say, like a
Yes.
lot of inefficiencies. So, like, how did you
Hmm.
cope with those,
Hmm.
and how did you help them like plug the
Surprisingly,
gap?
surprisingly, I I left that public space because uh, things that is going on over there. I will share my experience with you. I'm coming. While working in an NGO, you know, the amount given to me is sufficient, but I received a pay increase from Abuja Technology Village, ATV. So I was attracted with that amount. Getting there, the account is not robust as I want. I ensure that I put the account up to date. But funny things that is going on there is in public sector, the auditor general will come, the public account committee, you need to go and event many things like that. That is not the problem, but you know, the kickback issue, I cannot contend with that. In fact, there was experience because it's a public organization. We have account with CBN. We have
Hmm.
accounts with CBN. And in the past, before I joined, they hardly reconcile that account in CBN. But I said no. I was employed as finance and account lead. I'm the number one person in finance. There, I have a colleague of yours, Oladipupo Ladi.
Oh
We
wow.
work together. He's my staff there in ATV. So Oladipupo, we work together, and I ask him, please go and get me the bank statement. Let's reconcile from CBN. The bank statement was brought before us. We started our reconciliation. We just noticed that there are millions of naira scattered away from the bank statements. Immediately, I went to the managing director, MS Awayabani, and I told her, Ma, there are some money that moved out of this account. I'm not aware of it. And what happened? She was shocked as well. She's not aware of it as well. And you know me as an external auditor with audit experience, I need to dig further.
And a
Immediately,
CFE, certified fraud examiner.
from the examiner, immediately I go to the CBN. I told them I want to see the mandate that brought that money out. I got a copy. I go to the police station, report the matter, because the copy of what I got, I saw a signature of a signatory to the account. The managing director was a signatory to the account, Mr. Mike, which let me just spend the second name because we have many Mike. Mr. Mike was a signatory to the account, and
Power Mike.
surprisingly, he forged the signature of the MD, use his own signature, and
Oh.
also forge my handwriting. I'm not a signatory, but I'll be the one to prepare the mandate
Hmm.
just for the MD and himself to sign. So he forged my handwriting,
Hmm.
he put his own signature, and this thing came through at the CBN. We are
Wow.
talking about almost 68 million then, I think in 2015.
Hmm.
So what I did
Massive.
immediately, I talked to if police want to work, they will work for you diligently. They track his number. We are able to track him to where he is. They picked him up. But surprising thing that I want to bring on board is that an internal auditor of the organization now went to the police station where they said they should lock me up too. I was marveled. I said, is it not me that brought this to use people attention? Have you been reconciling your statement before? But my intervention as finance and account lead made us to be reconciling this account, and you are so if I'm part of it, I will not expose this. I told the police. Even the police people are saying yes. Your handwriting is the one they use. I said my handwriting was forged. So are you saying I collided with the culprits? That should not happen. That the moment you decide that you will lock me up in the police station, I will escalate this to the extent that the presidency and the people that be in Nigeria will hear about this, because I saw the fraud, and I escalated the fraud. So at the end of the day, the police now said they should allow me to go. So the moment they are able to get hold of the culprits and is paying back gradually, I resign for that public space and go back to my NGO.
Hmm. A lot of integrity issues, right? Because in our
Yes,
profession, integrity is one of the core values of our
yes,
profession, right?
yes,
Professional behavior, competence, due care. It is really difficult working in those kind of terrains wherein you know that your
big.
objectivity and your integrity
Mm,
is likely to be impaired. But big
mm.
kudos to you for the great work that you have been able to contribute. In the difficult terrain of the Nigerian
Very,
public
honestly.
public sector. But then, like, how did you get into lecturing? How did you
Thank
get
you very
into
much.
it?
Uh,
Because you've always
this,
done that
this,
side by
this,
side.
thank you. I used to tell people that if you want to make money, you can't rely on one particular job. Earning just one salary is not sufficient for you to make money. And I think that is what you to imbibe in you that makes you to be who you are today. You
Yes,
can't earn
sir.
one salary and make it. It can only take care of necessity and what you need around you. So
Mhm.
I work currently as a director of finance and admin at Health System Consult. Health System Consult is the one implementing a USAID grant, is three in Sokoto, Zamfara, and Kebbi, with head office in Abuja. I also lectured with Top Notch Learning Center and director of study. I also have a consulting firm which myself and my partner we are consulting for clients that need our financial expert office at Maitama FinPart Consulting. Now to your question, how do I start lecturing? Is a passion that I developed when I was in school. As I've said, God gave me some intellectual capability to the extent that I used to understand whatever my lecturer insert in me, just a glimpse of it, I will be able to develop more on it. So while in school, we have a particular party that used to produce the president for the departments and the school called mandates. And I look at it that how can we take them off the seat? What I did before then, I've started lecturing. teaching one-on-one with my colleague, my friends that doesn't understand what we learned in the class. But I now decided, let me make it a full scale and use that to entice people. So I started lecturing ND1 students in accounting, insurance. So they enjoyed the lecture. They were marveled. In fact, those courses that are giving them problem in the school, I lecture them, they do well in the exam and they pass the exam with ease without getting into problem with the lecturers. So as a result, that have increased my lecturing capacity and skill. So some of my lecturer also now observe that. They ask me to assist them to lecture the junior class. You know, it happens in university where you just become like a unnamed assistant lecturer.
As a
You
lecturer
assist
without the salary.
salary, God bless you. So you just do that, and not knowing that I'm increasing my capacity, preparing myself. Now, getting to serve, I was working in Abia Pension Board, as I've said earlier. But because of my passion for lecturing, I also look for a secondary school. Umabela, there is a Queens of Apostle, Umabela in Abia State, in Isikwato local government. I lecture accounting, I lecture mathematics, and also economics. Should I say lecture or teach? Okay, either of the two, because in secondary school is teaching. So I taught them those courses. It boosts my lecturing capacity as well. The moment we now finish service, immediately I enroll for my ACCA. So during the course of receiving lecture, I also lecture some of my friends to the extent that when we now finish the ACCA, I started my lecturing with Bratim in Lagos. Then I was employed. When I came to Abuja, I continued my lecturing with Bratin and FinaQuest. FinaQuest is also an ACCA lecturing center. So sometimes we now decide that we will have our own, and we inform the MDC of Bratim that in a diet's time we'll be moving to have our own tuition center. Myself, Mr. Chimeka Ezeribe, FCA, FCCA, and many other qualifications because of time, and also Mr. Uche Ejiofor, FCA, Mr. Gbenga Ajayi, FCA, and Osas, Osadebeme Imepe, and
Chief
blessed
Usas.
memory, yes, Chief Osas, and blessed memory, late Adewumi Abiodun Desmond. We now decided to form Top Notch Learning Center, which I was the pioneer director of study. Until now, I'm the director of study. I've asked them to give me another role, but they said I should stay in that role. That I function well in that role. So we now started lecturing. People get qualified, even with the courses that give student mirage, SFM, and corporate reporting. We are able to demystify it, and people pass as if there is no tomorrow. So from there, we believe that times will not be like this to forever. We now decide to bring young ones and tutor them, mentor them how to become a lecturer. Yourself, John
Yeah,
Joshua,
early days.
we have Gabriel, Wecho, and Lasisi, Sunday Felix, among others that have become
Mm.
chartered accountant and a renowned lecturers now. So
Wow,
that
wow.
is
Sorry to interrupt you. You know, like that's a phase of my life. That part of my life is something I always appreciate so much. And putting you on the spot, telling you right now, I'm very, very big of gratitude, right? And I like to say, thank you very much for that opportunity, right?
yeah,
Because for me, it gave me the opportunity to be able to express myself, to be able to
yeah,
utilize my gift, right? My talent,
mm,
of
mm,
communication, right? Because
yeah,
for me, communication has always been my thing, but then I was
mm,
now opportunity to be a finance professional. So putting it together, it helped me, it gave me a platform, to be able to
Yeah.
utilize my gift, my talent, right? And that is the reason why I have still not left the WhatsApp group, because
Mm.
I feel myself as part of the
Yes.
family, regardless of
Yes.
whether I am
You are
still
still the part of the
teaching
family.
or
Yes.
not, right?
Yeah.
So really, being a teacher is something that I I very, very much appreciate as a person. And interestingly, when I came to the UK, the very first time I attended church in the UK, I saw somebody who told me, "Oh, I know you. You taught me in Nigeria." I was like, "Wow,
Oh.
the impact." The impact
Mm.
you have, as a teacher is something that is very, very phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
phenomenal how you change people's lives just by
Mm.
impacting knowledge in them. So I am very grateful once more.
You are
Sorry for
welcome.
the
You are most welcome. No, 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 no.
for the
You are most
interruption.
welcome. You are testing that this what I'm saying is factual because you are a living testimony and many others. When you are a lecturer, you are very happy. You may be in a mall, somebody will have paid for you. You may be in many places. Aside from payment, you have a self-fulfillment life. You live a self-fulfilled life. In fact, talking like you have said, as a communication expert now, you find it easy, it flow easily. You that will stand in a class to lecture for 10 hours. So is it this communication of a thing that you do for 1 hour or 2 hours that will be a problem? No, it flow naturally. You hardly get tired because you connect. You knows when to talk, the diction, when to stop, when not to talk, when to listen, and when to react. So I'm happy that you are one of us and you are still one of us. That is the
Thank you
reason
very
why
much,
you are
sir.
still, when you are in UK today. That's the reason why you are still on the WhatsApp lecturing platform of corporate reporting, financial reporting, and financial accounting team. And we are proud having you as
Thank you,
one of
thank you,
us,
thank you very much,
and
sir.
I'm happy. Yes, when your mentee is doing well, in fact, you are a mentor to other people now. So you are moved from the level of mentee to a mentor. So it's just that we would now be Baba mentor, grandfather
Grandfather.
mentor. That's on the lighter note. So that's how the lecturing or teaching career has been. Is from the polytechnic days to this present moment.
Wow, interesting. So what would you say have been the highs and lows of your career so far?
Okay, when it
The
comes to
major ones.
lecturing, yes, I will. It's two. As a lecturer and professional practice. Let me start with lecturing. The high is that we had induction of starting with 67 chartered accountant. We moved to 87 chartered accountant. We moved to 101 chartered accountant. Each diet we keep increasing. And the last diet, we have 101 chartered accountant, making it the 12th induction ceremony, ambassadorial induction ceremony, where we have nothing less than 8 council members
Hmm.
gracing that occasion. 8 council members is the highest ever. In fact, the second deputy vice president of ICANN, in person of Ajia Soforatu Segusime, MNI, FCA, and all the treasurer of the Great Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, and many other council members were there present at that induction. I think it has never happened like that in any tuition center in Nigeria, and it was televised by TVC, NTA. They all heard this. I think that alone, we are happy. And also, I produce a senator, I produce an House of Rep member, and I've also produced a chairman of Federal Inland Revenue, the
Hmm.
immediate past chairman. So I think for the lecturing career, we are happy where God has placed us, and we hope that we are still going places. That's the down aspect of it is where I have, human beings are different. When I have one of my mentee, you know him, Joshua Yuneke, that's John Youth. We have UJ, we have JJ.
JJ
So
and UJ, great guys.
yes, the UJ, I brought him to an organization where I work in an NGO. Doesn't have experience of NGO packaging, got a good job. Something happened in the organization. He, because he's a lecturer in top notch, and he played a significant role. Because something now happened in the organization, he told me that he cannot lecture in top notch again. I felt bad because there was a gap. But you know me as a person, immediately I called Gabriel Oweshu. I said, this is a gap. I know you can do it and you have the due spirit. Fill the gap and let no student feel that there is a gap. And with Almighty God, he was able to fill that gap. And that same time is when you are going for good. You are going to UK that time. So
uh,
I have that big gap, but with God Almighty, Gabriel rose to that occasion. So that is that aspect of it.
Great guy,
When
Angel Gabriel.
yes, Gabriel rose to that occasion. For professional, yes. I told you about Abuja Technology Village. There is another one that happens at TY Danjuma. Um, there's some financial misappropriation that I quickly raised alarm of, but the board could not look at it because they thought I'm giving wrong information. But it's not up to 2 months that I left. They need to sack the CEO and say all what I've said, I've actually had the writing, but they failed to listen to me as at that time. But
Hmm.
when the CEO now did it, they were able to see that yes, this is a fraudulent activities, but they can't come back to come and say, oh, we are sorry, this is what you're actually saying. We are able to get to the root of the matter. So that is in the professional practice. You know, accounting job, to be a director of finance or finance manager, you need to be very, very careful. Even
Very
when you didn't
sensitive
want to,
responsibility.
yes, even when you didn't want to perpetrate fraud, you will have somebody below you or above you that will perpetrate fraud, and you cannot exonerate yourself. You need to be very, very careful. If a fraud is perpetrated, the first person in the organization they will pick up is the finance manager or director of finance, as the case may be, before they will now investigate that you are not part of that fraudulent transaction. Times will have gone. So always safeguard yourself and ensure that this job you are doing as a director of finance is a dedicated job. You need to deploy professional competency as and due care as our ethics demand.
Wow. So what would you say have been the highs? You've actually talked about the lows.
Yeah, the eyes is I rose to the point of become a director of finance and admin on a USID funded project, and also a director of audit in a CDC funded project. The head of audit is CDC funded project, the head of finance in USAID project. And these are the two big funder in the whole NGO space. So that has been the high for me.
So what great things would you say you're most proud of, in life generally? Like what are those things
What the
you're
great
so proud of?
things I would say that I'm proud of is you and many others are made to become a lecturer and can speak anywhere, any day,
Wow.
anytime.
Wow,
This
thank
is
you very much.
great
I feel
achievement.
honored. I feel honored. I feel honored to be honest, right? But then, like, how's the journey been? Balancing, career and family. Like, how's it been? Work life
Yeah.
balance. Like,
Thank you
do
very
you how do you
much.
achieve
I
that?
think I think I have a little gap there. I will be sincere with you. I have a little gap. But I've told myself in 2025, I will correct all the gap. I think I married somebody I will call my sister, my junior brother, my junior sister, my mommy. because she understands.
Mm,
I was unable to balance the home. I must be
mm,
factual. But when it comes to work, I did my work diligently, lecturing, give my best. But when it comes to the home, my wife understands. I leave home 7 a.m. Sometimes I come back home 9 p.m., 10 p.m. The children will have slept. She take care of the home front. But the weekend that I supposed to be with them as well, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., I'm there at the lecture ground to lecture students. Of
mm,
recent, because I've developed some lecturers, so now I spend 2 hours on Saturday. Sunday, we start lecture by 12, so I will have some 3 hours, 4 hours to bond with the children. But to me, I know it's not sufficient, and my wife know that it's not deliberate. So
mm,
in 2025, since I have many lecturers now in my folds, I can now have time just to get there and put my blessing whatever they are doing, and dot the i's and cross the t. So I will not lie to you. I've not been balancing the home front. Most of my time is for the lecturing and for the official work. But this holiday, I promise them and I fulfill my promise. They spent 2 weeks with me. We bonded together, play what, play Ludo, play snake and ladder, play Scrabble together for 2 weeks. I took them to my hometown in Eshure, Ijebu-Mushin, and we went to Abeokuta, went to many places. I bonded with them for 2 weeks. We just returned back from our trip. So in 2025, I said I will see improve that and give more attention to family, less attention to lecture and work. We are not
mm.
getting younger, we are getting older.
Yes, definitely, definitely. And it's, I think, maybe just to make you happy in some ways, right? The fact that your sacrifice, towards developing other people is actually paying off. It should be some sort
Yes,
of compensation to you.
yes,
You see the great impact you've made in the lives of persons like myself and numerous
yes.
other people out there. I hope
Mm,
that these successes actually do keep you going, and
yes,
also glad that you are making it up on the home front at this point in time. So
mm,
for the next question for you, it is about like the highs and lows of your personal life. But before we get to that, right? Me knowing you personally and you having been my lecturer, at some point, I see how you used to bring in personal stories of your life in order to help people understand the principles, the concepts that you teach in accounting and finance, right? Are there
mm.
like any stories of your life you're willing to share on this podcast that you feel would be a great lesson for young people, right, to learn for, or to learn from rather, things that happen to you personally that formed your highs and lows in life, and molded you as a person and kept you going.
Yes, thank you very much. We branch on it the other time, but I will just give it full fledged now. In life, things are not always straightforward like that, but keep this principle to have a good attitude towards anybody you meet in your life. A
Mm,
good attitude and prayerful. With that, God will always make that way where you think there is no way. In fact, with good attitude and good attitude is when you see some people that are in need and you give them things. They
mm,
didn't ask for it, but you know that they are in need. You give them. Many I knew today make it through little I give to them. And I'm going to where you are asking the question. I'm just laying the background. The moment you are giving, the moment you give to the needy, you hardly suffer. Even when it has some plots from the enemy or some plot from the bad people, you will never fall into it, because God in his infinite mercy will look at it. No, not this my beloved that is helping people. Either they ask or they did not ask. He used his own church mind or most mind to help. So this trap you are setting, this person will not fall into it. Where am I going? You see, with good attitude, I was able to sponsor my academic to a PhD level, and I know that that's the highest level of education. With good attitude, I was able to see that is when you work hard, have good mind, ensure that other people around you are happy, fix them up with one job or the other. Today, I can tell you nothing less than 50 jobs, nothing less than I fixed one or two people. Some I did not even remember again. But if I did not do that, other people will do it. But I have the opportunity and I'm doing it. So it assists in my family. I would like to inform you, it's not that we are brilliant, but me and my family hardly go to hospital. We hardly. I always travel, but God always prevents me from accidents. It's not that I'm very special, but I knew that those good things you are trying to do to people that face that they did not ask for it, but you know that they are in need. Don't wait for them to ask and you are doing it. God will use that to protect you. Straightforward. In my career, I work in an organization where a director of finance was arrested by police. Though I'm not the director of finance, I'm the head of audit, internal compliance. They kept him in custody for 4 days. And the owner of the CEO of the organization she has that reckless way of addressing staff. In fact, many staff cannot look up to her and challenge her. Same thing she want to apply to the extent that she brought in a DSS to come and pick me up. But because God in his infinite mercy is higher than anybody, the day she plotted it, they said I would not leave the compound immediately. I lodged the complaint to AIG's office in Wuse zone 7, zone 3, AIG office, that in my organization, I was instructed that the CEO said I should not go leave out of the gate, and I've already closed. This is 5:20 and my closing time is 5 p.m. But with God, the DSS could not mobilize to come and pick me for unknown offense. I left. The second day I came to office, I documented that my right was trampled upon not to leave the premises for what I did not know anything about. The CEO did not answer and she did not reply my mail. On a faithful day, the next 2 weeks, because they have been plotting and they want the DSS to come, and you know DSS that they are plotting to come is a legal duty. You can only use DSS when somebody want to topple the government of Buhari. That time, during that period, is Buhari that is ready, because that's my statement in police station. Topple the government or cause a problem to Nigeria sovereignty. But when is office matter, I think it's a civil case. You go to police station to report. So I've reported to the police. A day, she wants me to share a session on SOP reviews, and that's her way. She did that. The same thing she did when the person I call director of finance was sharing a meeting before a police came to pick him and they allowed him to stay for 4 days. Same thing was applied to me. I was asked to share a particular SOP review meeting. I didn't know what happened, and I have not done that before. Something just asked me to stroll out. I pick my car, stroll out, coming back. DSS is already in front of our office with their pickup. One person drive, the other person by the driver's side have a gun, two other person at the back with guns so that they will pick me and put me in the middle. Well, I saw them, I greeted them. The security that I used to give money to that said, these people are here, but we did not allow them to enter because the chief security officer is not around, and they ask that they want to see HR person. That HR person will point to somebody they will pick. It now clicked to my head that so I want to enter. Immediately I turn back and I go to zone 7 and says, this I'm suspecting have actually materialized. Police station in police AIG office in zone 7 now decides to write. I invite the CEO to the police station, and this is how we are able to settle the work, because they told her that I'm doing my job as a compliance director, because if anything goes wrong, the EFCC will first pick me before they pick anybody in the organization as compliance director. So they as compliance head. So these are what actually we say that in the career is the downside of it. But as a finance person, you always expect this, but please ensure you deploy professional competency and due care. Your objectivity is standing out, your integrity is standing out, your professional behavior is second to none. All this will protect you.
Interesting, fantastic one. So, what skills or competencies do you think you have, right? What people do not know about, or you're really proud of?
I'm proud to be a good MC of a program, but many of you do not know that I'm a good MC. It's just that the time is not here. So that is one of the skills. I'm a good driver. I think at Abuja to Lagos, which is 678 kilometers, I've drove that road nothing less than 28 times or more than that. So to Lagos and coming back, I'm a good driver. And also, I'm a good swimmer. Many of you are not aware of that. I'm a good swimmer.
The Michael Phelps. The Michael Phelps of Nigeria.
Yes,
interesting. Picking up on a good MC. I know that you are a good MC. While you used to teach us back in the days, you used to use like a lot of interesting stories to illustrate your points. I remember one, the Rhapsody.
Buy your Rhapsody today.
Can you share one or two of those, funny stories, that you usually give us?
I don't do this.
Please.
Okay, let me give you that of Rhapsody then.
Okay.
And one of it, I think in Uniben, there is a friend of ours that at the Koso the Gate. Many people that goes to Uniben will understand what I mean by Koso the Gate. It's a popular place that students reside. There is a guy called Chinedu. He attended Living, was it Pastor Chris Church, Living Faith? No.
Is it Living World?
Christ Embassy. Christ Embassy.
Yeah, Love World.
So there is a
yes. I think it's Love World.
Yes. There is a magazine or quarterly release or monthly release called Rhapsody. And Pastor Chris is a doctor. He will not expect any of his members to do that. You can sell, but not during the time we'll be having lecture in the class. You just see the Chinedu at the gate saying, buy your Rhapsody today. Buy your Rhapsody. He not turn to a vendor. Buy your Rhapsody today. I will not tell you to do. Please. It's not the time that you're supposed to be selling Rhapsody. We are in class. Say, I'm moving higher today into the realm of first class. No more second class. And believe me, he came out with pass
Whoa.
because he's not doing the right thing at the right time. Selling Rhapsody is good, but not when you need to be in class. The other one is our friend, is an artist. Where Uniben or 4 is an artist. He used to know how to draw people. When he sees you, he will draw you within 10 minutes, and that image will look true of yourself. So funny, he now came and show us Chukwuemeka having concert in Warri. Chukwuemeka, you that we know that you are an artist. Yes, you are a real artist, but not artist of
Music.
displaying or holding concerts to be a musician. No. He said, forget, Bayo, I'm an artist. We now look at it that, well, your friend is doing good thing. You need to mobilize. So we now went together to Warri. They now gave the mic to our friend to start singing. We too were carrying our shoulder high that our friend is about to sing. So many people, they put on a special place. They gave him mic. Chukwuemeka to sing. He collected the mic. He said, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Everybody look at it. Now my name is Chukwuemeka. They say sing. Your name is in the poster. We are aware of it. That's the Warri people. Yeah,
Or you know they carry last.
they never carry last. So that day, so he started, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, tum, 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 everybody, tum, tum, tum. The next thing, fowl no dey fly for night. Fowl no dey fly for night. If e fly for night, they go kill our shop. We carry our head. Warri people carry bottle,
What the hell?
was it on him. Before we know, he was hospitalized at Uniben Hospital. We too carried him. We escaped ourselves. So at the second day, we visited him at the hospital. And I said, Chukwuemeka, shey I told you that. You're supposed not to put us in this disgrace. And see what they have done to you now. Is is it what I've said? Is it not correct? Have you seen any fowl that fly in the night? I said, yes, you are saying the right thing, but in the wrong place. Why will you say fowl in the fly for that? So that's that. The
Wow.
move.
Wow. Found no they fly for that, really.
Yes. So if
What are
you
your
fly for
hobbies?
that, they go kill our shop. He's thinking in school days where we will just carry people fowl, use it to maintain ourselves. May God forgive
Oh,
every one of us.
wow. I was gonna ask you, like, what are your hobbies and your personal interests? Like, anytime you have free time, like, what do you like to
Hmm, one
do
of
to
my
pass
hobbies
time?
is what I'm doing, like lecturing, also sleeping.
Interesting. It
Yes,
is good for
if
the health, but a lot of
yes,
people
if I have time.
downplay on sleep.
If I
Hmm.
have time, I love sleeping. Yes.
Oh, wow, interesting. I know you're really good with playing table tennis.
Yes, I'm very good at playing table tennis as well. If I have that time, but it's not my hobby.
Okay,
It's not my
okay.
hobby. It's just
Interesting.
that I know how to play it very well, but it's not my hobby.
Interesting. So, the last question from me to you, right? Okay, before I ask you the last question from me to you, my executive assistant likes to ask, right? She is a very big believer in black excellence, right? So she likes to
Okay.
ask, like, who are those, black people in society on a global level that you
Yeah.
admire, and like, who are those black women, in society that are doing well, that you appreciate, and you admire and would like to talk
Okay.
about briefly.
Thank you very much. I admire three black men in the whole world. Two are late. One is still a living person. One of them I mentioned, MKO Abiola, to a blessed memory. Second person, Nelson Mandela, blessed
Wow.
memory.
South Africa.
And the third is our current president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
That's it. General.
I'm not an APC stalwart. I'm not a politician, but you know, the people that knows, they knows. Follow them, they are knowledgeable. Like you in lecturing or myself in lecturing. When it comes to ICANN, I tell my student, but now I say we are the ICANN. It
Mm,
means you know the subject and you know. People
mm,
must will follow you because they knows that you know. And you
mm,
also know that you know. So
mm,
to him is funny enough, is a chartered accountant, is a professional accountant as well. And also we know by his grace with the economy reform before the end of this year, things will be falling into shape.
I pray
Uh,
by God's grace.
what has spent over 20 years cannot just be revamped within 1 year. But I think things will get better. That's for the leaders. When it comes to female, I didn't know why, but she's late as well. I have one late and also a living one, Professor Dora Koile. Blessed.
Oh, that's a memory.
You agree with me that she's a legend that
The ex-NAFDAC boss.
yes, want to stabilize Nigeria drug and other things, but unfortunately we lost her.
She was very
Uh,
passionate.
Very, very passionate. Very, very passionate indeed. For the second person is Oluremi Tinubu. Why? When she was in Senate, she always advocates for female gender-based violence. She's part of those who supported to promulgate the gender-based violence, child rights, and many other things that has to do with female. Uh, Also, she has attained a particular stage from the senator to the first lady of Nigeria.
Mm,
Thank you.
interesting, interesting. So my own last question to you is, what advice would you give to young people in general in order to enable them to be
Yes,
successful in
I
life?
want to let the young people know that there is no shortcut to success.
Mm,
No shortcut to success. Whatever you know you have passion for, go for it. Give it your best, be persevere, be resilient, and adopt these two things. Attitude matters a lot. In fact, our young people, I'm from a Yoruba extraction in Nigeria. We respect a lot. And
mm,
when you respect, you will see that people will respect you more. And it gives you that fulfillment that you didn't step on any toes. You you are well cultured. So attitude, prayerful, is not by power, but by the grace of Almighty God. Also, whatever you know you are doing, that you are excelling, you do it with ease. That is your area of core competency. Develop that area. There is a Yoruba adage that say "Afipáwówó irú wọn kì í kọ́dún, afiwàràwàrà kọ́rọ̀ ọjọ́ irú wọn kì í dọ́là", meaning that somebody that use force, yahoo yahoo, yahoo plus to look for money, they don't stay long to enjoy that money.
mm,
There are many ways to make it through the internet. You can use your page, your blog, and other things to make a legit money, not using human being like you or girlfriends to make money. It won't last long. So that's my advice for the youth. Be persevere, develop your skill in what you know how to do best with ease. That will project you to the limelight. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So at the end of the pod, we have a tradition wherein the previous guest leaves a question for the next guest, right? Uh, and of course, the current guest would leave the question for the next person. So the
Yeah.
question that was left for you is from a chartered accountant as well. She's a manager with PwC UK. She's
Okay.
she's a career coach, right, and mentor.
Good.
That is Ore Bukola. And then she wants to know what question she has for you. So she says,
Okay.
if the person that has the solution to a major life problem that you have, right, is a
Hmm.
well-known enemy of yours. That is, that person is a sworn enemy of yours, right? Would you go to the person for the solution, or would you rather just lock up? What would you do in that kind of a situation?
Hmm. This is a great question, but to be sincere, I told you I'm a politician, but I didn't play Nigeria politics. Maybe in future I can, but for now I don't play it. But in politics, no permanent enemy, no permanent friends. In
Mm,
politics, no permanent enemy and no permanent friend. I know Ore Bukola will have put this question to get an intellectual reaction. If I'm the one,
mm,
I will tell you I will go and meet that
that,
enemy.
well,
Because if you look at it, before now, President Tinubu has an issue with the late Akeredolu in some years
mm,
back, but he didn't allow that one to affect the relationship, and they cement that relationship. They become friends. During his own election, Akeredolu and his team was able to deliver on those states. So there is no permanent enemy, no
mm,
permanent friend. So to me, to answer, I will go to that enemy to provide a solution, because that enemy today will become friend tomorrow. Who tells you that your friend today will not become enemy tomorrow?
mm. There are no
No
permanent
permanent.
friends or foes.
Yes.
Oh, interesting, interesting. All right, Bukola, there you go. There you have the response to your question. So, what question would you like to leave for the next guest, sir?
My own question is this, and is very dicey. Um, what will the next guest do in this situation?
Hmm,
You have a lady that you love so well, but she loves you, but she's not showing you she loves you.
hmm,
She now go into special prayer. They told her that you have a, short life to live on
hmm,
earth.
hmm.
That the only thing she can do is to do fasting and prayer for 70 days. And during those period, there must not be any intimacy between you and that girlfriend. That is, you must not have an affairs with the girlfriend. So because of that, the lady now decide to hold up to herself and pretend as if she did not love you, but praying for you.
Hmm,
Her friends also have a problem where all the boyfriend or fiancé cheated her, but
hmm,
she disguised herself not to let people know that she's from a wealthy family where the father have willed the estates and everything that has to do with her father to the husband that will marry her.
hmm,
Now, the friend now decide to come and beg on behalf of that girlfriend you love, but she's not showing you love, but she have internal love for you. They now decide during the beg, both of you now have connection, and she wants to marry you, you want to marry her. She now goes home, show you to the uncle, people in possession. They will all the property in your name, that of the person.
This is the dilemma.
Now we are there. We are coming. I'm here to complete it. Oh. They will all the property to you. A day, some months to your wedding, then you now met with you and I now go to greet that your friend, girlfriend that did not show you that she loves you. That
I was
girlfriend now
praying up for
narrated
you.
all the stories to you that now you now have enough life to live on earth. Who will you marry? And you have been told not to marry two wives.
Uh,
I still will leave
uh,
that to the next guest to answer.
the next guest has some serious work cut out for them. This
Because
is
the
a
first
challenge.
one makes you to live longer on earth. The second one bring wealth to you. Which one will you marry?
Okay, interesting, interesting. Thank you very much, sir. Once again, in an attitude of gratitude, I cannot thank you enough for your time. If you do know Dr. Shuaib Adeadebayo, he's a very, very busy man. And in order to take out time from his schedule, I think I've been asking you for this podcast since last year. And thank you very much for
Yes.
finally finding
Yes.
time off your very busy schedule to enlighten us and share your story.
You're welcome.
Nobody, better to give an example of what we stand
Yeah.
for, sharing the stories of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. You are a great example of that tagline, and God bless you in everything that you do.
Amen.
Wish you a very
Amen.
happy new year and a great year ahead, and blessings
Yes.
upon you. Thank you very much, sir, once again. It's
Thank
been
you, Ademola Isimeme. My regards to everyone over there. Continue to be doing the great job. We are happy with you. God will always be with you.
amen,
Wherever.
amen, amen. Do you want to give a shout out to anybody before you leave?
I want to give a shout out to Oladipupo,
Oh wow.
Dr. Oluwaseyi Adesina, all my professional colleagues that are formerly my students that have migrated to UK, US, Canada. Shout out to every one of you, and also to our ICANN presidents, Dr. Innocent Okosa, the 59th president of Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, all the presidency, and all my top-notch ambassador. Shout out to every one of you.
Okay, thank you very much once again, sir. From me, it is goodbye. God bless everyone. Bye.
You are you are performing. You are
Oh, thank
representing.
you.
Thank you.